The Watchers of the Hidden Star, a bedtime story inspired by chapter 24, Gospel of Matthew. In a valley where the air shimmered with stardust and the winds carried songs older than time, there lived a quiet people known as the Watchers. They lived in a village called Aurora, nestled between the whispering woods and the silver-backed mountains. The Watchers had a sacred task, not to farm or fight, but to look to the sky and wait for the hidden star. Long ago, their ancestors had been visited by a traveler cloaked in light. He came not with thunder or sword, but with eyes full of knowing and peace. He spoke of a day that would come, a day when the sky would open, and a great light, more radiant than the sun, would return to gather those who had not forgotten. He told them not when, but how to wait, with love, with readiness, and with lamps full of oil. And then, like mist touched by morning, he was gone. Since that day, the Watchers passed down their stories by firelight. Each child born was given a lantern carved from crystal and a bell that only rang when held by a truthful heart. Among them lived a girl named Naela, who was unlike the others. While the villagers stared at the sky with their telescopes and ancient instruments, Naela listened to the ground, felt the pulse of the rivers, and watched the tiny movements of the fireflies. "What if the signs are not only above," she'd whisper, "but also within and around?" Her lantern, though small, burned warmly every night, and her bell rang clear when she laughed. One evening, as the twilight stretched across the sky like a soft quilt, an elder stood at the village square and spoke gravely. "The stars shift. The signs are stirring. The time draws near." The village buzzed with urgency. Some began building tall towers to get closer to the heavens. Others drew maps, making predictions. A few grew fearful and retreated into silence. But Naela simply lit her lantern and walked down to the river. There she sat beneath the willow tree and watched as the water mirrored the stars. A quiet voice rose within her, not from the sky, but from her heart. "Be still. Be ready. Be kind." The next day, clouds gathered and stayed. Days passed, then weeks, and still the hidden star did not appear. The towers built in haste began to crumble. Maps were torn, and voices once full of certainty grew quiet. One night, a storm swept through Aurora. Winds howled, and lightning danced over the mountains. Many lanterns were snuffed out. In the darkness, fear stirred. Naela, however, gathered her blanket, her little lantern, and her bell. She walked from door to door, comforting the little ones, singing old songs of hope, and lighting lamps that had gone dim. Her light moved through the village like a gentle flame on the wind. When the storm passed, dawn did not come immediately. Instead, a deep stillness blanketed the land. And in that hush, a new light appeared on the horizon. Not a star, as they had imagined, but a presence, glowing golden and pure. It hovered above the village, not fierce or frightening, but full of peace and majesty. And then, from that golden light, became a whisper in every heart. You were never meant to predict the moment, only to be ready for it. Some wept, some fell to their knees, but all felt a joy so deep it sang through their bones. And in the center of the village, Naela stood holding her little lantern, still burning brightly. The light in the sky seemed to bow toward her, as if recognizing her gentle watchfulness, her quiet acts of love. That night, the hidden star did not vanish, but settled above the village like a second moon. And from then on, the people of Aurora no longer watched out of fear or calculation. They watched with peace, with joy, and with hearts wide open. They no longer needed tall towers or complicated maps. They just needed lanterns full of light and lives full of love. So, sleep now, dear heart. Like Naela, keep your lamp lit and your soul gentle. The light you wait for may be closer than you think, maybe even in your next dream.